Welcome into the Mountaineer Sports Insider Podcast. This is Luke Blain, sports managing editor of the Daily Athenaeum. We're dancing here in the U92 studio.
It is your birthday, Luke. Happy birthday.
Oh,
yeah, it's your birthday, Luke.
You didn't have to bring that up.
It's your birthday.
Yes, I'm wearing my Derrick Henry Titans jersey because it's my Henry year. I'm 22. So, yeah. I'm trying to think of other 22 athletes at WVU. Last year's Jaheim.
Was Sean McNeil 22?
Nope. What is it?
Sean McNeil, was he 22?
I don't think so.
Oh, he might have been 22.
I thought he was 22.
All right, here we go.
Josiah Harris.
That's true.
In my JoJo year.
McNeil was 22.
Sean McNeil.
McNeil.
Sharpshooter, baby.
Yeah.
Just like me at intramurals.
He was 22.
Next topic, please. Next topic. No, I'm playing. Hey, man, happy birthday, Luke. For real.
Happy birthday, Luke.
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. Looking forward to this year. 21 was great. 22 is going to be better.
Are you feeling 22, Luke?
A little bit. Might cue up some Taylor Swift later.
Shout out.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I just might. So, yeah, it has been a great year so far for WVU Athletics, and it's been a great week. Well, depends on who you're asking. Football's coming off of a win, Arizona, but we're seeing some change-ups. A big week for WVU football. Jordan Leslie out as defensive coordinator. I think this is a move that if anybody was going to get cut from WVU from the coaching side, it was going to be Jordan Leslie, and before Neil Brown probably. So now WVU, Coons as the new defensive coordinator. What are we thinking of the move, guys?
I don't know. I think you bring up a good point that if it was going to be someone on this coaching staff, it was likely going to be the DC. I mean, second to last in the Big 12 in passing yards allowed, bottom 5 in the country passing yards per completion. Like from just a number standpoint, you're looking at the pretty. I don't know how to word it other than like you don't need to dig too deep into the stats to figure out that the WVU defense has not really been doing their job in the Big 12, especially. Kind of getting the ball thrown all over them. We saw that against Kansas State here at home, and then the passing game for Arizona was pretty successful, even though WVU was able to hang on and win that game. I can't say I'm super surprised by this.
Yeah, kind of going off what Cam said. I mean, the stats do speak for themselves. Obviously, from a record standpoint, West Virginia had a lot of hype. Sitting at 4-4. Not bad, all things considered, but finishing 9-4 last year, there was a lot more hype, and I know fans were anticipating a better start than that. But, I mean, the defense is 14th in points per game at 28.4, 13th in yards, and this is in the Big 12, 13th in yards per game, 15th in passing yards per game, and last in opposing yards per attempt and efficiency. So, like, literally, some of the major stats, the Mountaineers are in the bottom 3-4 teams in the Big 12. And you're just watching the games themselves. The secondary has struggled a lot this year. I don't think it's completely fair to put it all on Leslie. But for the most part, it was definitely time for a change, I think. And with Neil Brown, with him at the helm and where the team struggled a little bit, they needed a change. And it's unfortunate that it had to come down like this at this point in the season. But moving forward, I think that the defense had not been playing at the point where they should be. So I think a change is necessary. And there's still a lot of football left to be played. They could still win out and finish the same record as they did last year. But I think that it was probably time for this decision to be official.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's no secret the defense has struggled. Everybody saw what happened in the backyard brawl. Everybody saw what happened against Kansas State. And I mean, it's really unfortunate that it did come down to this because the run defense has been really, really good. But the pass defense has been bad enough that even if you force teams to be one-dimensional, they can beat you in the single dimension. And, I wish Jordan Leslie the best. He was a great guy, always good to the media. And this is the first, people keep pointing it out, this is the first time Neil Brown has made a coaching change. Like, let go of a coach, I believe. I don't.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I can't think of any of that. Yeah. I mean, I could be wrong, but as far as I can tell, I think at least mid-season. I don't think anything's happened mid-season under Neil Brown's tenure in terms of personnel change.
Not since I think we've been at WVU.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
No, not while I've been a student, at least. And yeah, I'm trying to think, but
I don't think so.
No,
I don't know. I think that I think it was time to make a decision. Oh my gosh,
it's the weather, man.
I feel it.
We're struggling.
It's that time of year.
We'll get through this, but I think it was definitely time to make a change, and I think that. I wouldn't say the easy change, but I think the most logical change here was the DC position. And then, of course, appointing linebacker coach Jeff Kuhns into that role. I'm very curious to see how this team, what changes we're going to see in Cincinnati next Saturday. W getting the bye, which I'll transition here a little bit for you, Luke. I think the bye is coming at a absolutely necessary time. I would argue that the bye after Kansas State would have been just as good.
Yeah.
But this team's banged up and definitely could use the week off.
Yeah, Arizona's just bad enough of a team that you can handle another, even after a rough stretch like Iowa State and Kansas State, that you can handle a game like that. But in the final stretch of the year, whenever you're looking to make a bowl game, which I believe they will, I think this team has at least 2 more wins in them. But, you could tell. You were without the starting quarterback. Garrett Green was out, but Nico had a great performance. We'll recap Arizona a little bit. But, yeah, what'd you guys see from Nico this week? He looked good. That deep pass to Traylon Ray, there were several times where he made quick decisions. He knew when to run, knew when to throw it. Just a really as good of a game as you can ask for. 198 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks, well over 50% completion. So what do you think, Cam?
The arm strength is there. He was making some throws that that was, I don't remember who caught it. There's a touchdown pass in the back of the end zone that was a laser through
Clement.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was
perfect placement, really.
It was a very well thrown football. And I think that WVU fans' eyes got wide seeing that one. They're like, "Well, I'd like to see some more of that." Yeah. Definitely wouldn't be opposed to that. I think Nico looked good, did his job. Only 4 incompletions, threw for just under 200 yards with 2 touchdowns, like you said, Luke. And he took care of the ball. Only took 1 sack. Also worth mentioning. I think that's something that you see kind of newer quarter. I guess he's seen a decent amount of game action at this point in his career, but newer college quarterbacks typically tend to struggle with when to get out of the pocket, when to throw it away. They end up taking some unnecessary sacks, and he only took 1. So,
yeah, absolutely. What do you think? What do you think, B?
Well, I think a lot of it was also the run game was a lot better, taking a little bit of pressure off the passing game. But that's no knock on Nico at all. Jaheim White, 12 carries, 92 yards. And Nico Marco, 18 for 22, doesn't get much better than that. But I think a lot of it came down to he looked really poised, looked really comfortable out there. I know in some of the previous games, I know maybe the Penn State game, that was a little bit of probably an unfair thing to say, but where he had that interception he looked really poised and comfortable out there. And I think you got to give credit to the offense as a whole, because even when Arizona was storming back, they still didn't really get overwhelmed with anything. Arizona struggled this year defensively. They're probably not the best defense that Mark Hill is going to face. But for Mountaineer fans, with Garrett Green's health, with him dealing with his injury and whatnot, you got to be feeling pretty good knowing that Nico Marco, he's a lot of people look at him as the future because Green being a senior. But he just made the right plays, and again, that throw to Hudson Clement was as elite as it can get, because that was pretty good coverage by Arizona, but that was just perfect placement. And I think that this is a pretty big momentum booster. I think that Cincinnati coming out of the bye. I know we'll preview in a little bit, but that's a pretty good football team. And at Cincinnati, too, that's going to be a crazy atmosphere, a lot of Mountaineer fans there and whatnot. But definitely a good momentum booster for Nico, and he really showcased what he could do, when he's given the keys to the offense.
This is a little bit of a homecoming for Nico, too. The Arizona native, going to play in his home state. Had to be cool for him and his family to see him secure the victory there out in Arizona.
Yeah, absolutely. And you talk about securing the victory, and everybody talks about, and those are amazing, the touchdown plays, the Clement pass, the Traylon Ray pass. His composure on that final drive where you're up 31-26, all you're trying to do is just stay on the field and take time off the clock. First play is a pass to Cole Taylor. In a situation where you definitely, many teams would run, he throws a 7-yard pass. That was great composure. And they sealed the game off with a pass on, what down and distance was that? 3rd and 7? Yeah, 3rd and 7. I'm looking at it right now. It was 3rd and 7, short right to Jalen Anderson. He wasn't his first read. Neil Brown said that. He made it to his 3rd read, I believe, on that one. And that was really impressive. Just talking about composure in a high-pressure situation. You don't want to go for your 3rd straight loss, especially to a team that is as not great as Arizona. But, a great win for WVU. And, talking about the defense, it shouldn't have been a one-possession game. From 2 minutes left in the 3rd quarter and beyond, Arizona scored 3 touchdowns to get right back in it. WVU had a very sizable lead in the mid-3rd quarter. And then, the offense, you had to kind of put it in Nico's hands to get him to will the offense to a win there, and he did. I think that was really impressive.
Yeah. I mean, I think you guys hit on all the points, but yeah, I guess it'll just be interesting to see how they, respond to, because kind of what you guys were saying before, there's been a big change like this mid-season. I don't know how that damages morale or anything like that, but again, that was just a really big momentum win for everyone. And I don't know, we haven't heard how long Garrett Green's out for, right?
We have not.
Yeah, so I don't know. I guess we're going to see how that plays out, but definitely a good test. I mean, 4-4, 3-2 in the Big 12 Conference. All things considered, we keep saying it, but the season is not over yet, and the Big 12 is still open. So
Yeah, definitely. And I know a lot of fans are, talking about this quarterback situation. I know a lot of fans are kind of throwing speculation out there and, quarterback controversy, which, would it be college football without quarterback controversy here every once in a while? But Neil Brown did say he did not think Garrett Green should lose his job while injured. And I think that's a very interesting take. And I mean, I think that flies probably more in college. We've seen it in professional football where an injured quarterback loses his job. I mean, you saw it with, Justin Herbert and Tyrod Taylor. I mean, Tyrod Taylor, had that tragic incident with the training staff there. But, what do we think of that? That's an interesting approach. And, Neil Brown elaborated on it a little bit. But what do you think, Cam?
I think you're we're struggling here today.
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely is a kind of exclusive to college football thing, I would say.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. And I think that you can't really point the finger at a quarterback, I don't think, with the kind of the struggles that we've seen on the offensive side of the ball. I think a lot of people would like to see Garrett Green do more than he's done, and just be kind of a more confident passer and more confident in his own game. Seems like he's kind of, as the season has gone on, he's kind of second guessing some of his decision making, turning the ball over, things like that. It's definitely frustrating for coaching staff and fans alike. But I think it's interesting hearing him say that, like, the injury does not. Hearing Neil Brown say the injury does not lead to a change in the position. I don't know.
I think honestly more of it is, I don't think Garrett's losing the job. I just think Nico's more winning it, because Garrett, all due respect, hasn't really done much for me to be like, oh my God, he should still be the starting quarterback. But he also hasn't done stuff where I'm like, okay, he shouldn't start. But Nico, on the other hand, has shown time and time again why he could lead this offense. So again, I don't think it's anything that Garrett has done or hasn't done. I think it's more of, we've seen the upside with Nico. Obviously, the disappointing start to the season. Garrett Green also, has more interceptions this year than he did last year. And I don't think it's, necessarily fair for people to just, it's not completely on Garrett Green. I mean, he plays hard. He's been running the ball really well, but the passes just have not really, the passing game really has not been there. But I do think that, to be fair to Nico Markle, he's given reason time and time again why he should start or would deserve a chance to start moving forward. But also, even if you don't want to, throw Nico into the mix, you could, coming off that win, you can give Nico another start and just give Garrett more time to heal, considering they have the bye week. And Cincinnati's a good team, but they're not, it's not like they're playing another Kansas State or Iowa State, even though Cincinnati still, I think they're 5-2 on the year, 6-2 on the year.
Yeah.
But I think, to be fair to Nico, he's in the times where he's played, the majority of the games, he's really excelled. And I don't think it's anything Garrett hasn't done. I just think it's more of what Nico has done.
Right. I mean, you got to wonder going forward, how long is Garrett Green's leash before
I'm starting to think it's
decide
much
to make a
longer
change?
than we originally thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, evidently, because
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was a couple games probably. Well, I'm trying to think off the top of my head, but where he just really did not play well, like throw the ball well. I mean, the Penn State game, that was one of the best defenses they're going to face, so I'm not going to point my finger towards that. But I think it was, Iowa State didn't play great, I don't think.
Iowa State and,
Kansas State.
Pitt, he wasn't bad. But
Kansas State was hurt.
Kansas State, he got hurt. Yeah.
Pitt, he would, yeah.
I don't think he was bad in Pitt.
I'm asking that in the framing of how long do we think Garrett's leash is moving forward now?
I think it's got to be shorter.
I think it's shorter.
I think it's probably got. I mean, Nico played really well.
Like, well, I'm saying
even at Kansas State. I mean,
here you go,
Kansas
Brian.
State
I got something for you.
Kansas State really wasn't great. A great
Is it
performance.
shorter
by Nico.
because of how Nico's performed?
I think that's I think it's a mixture of both. How Nico's performed and how Garrett hasn't, thrown the ball nearly as well as he did in the second half of last season.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at Garrett last year and this year. It looks like it does look like two different players, and I mean that with all the respect to Garrett. I know he works hard, but I mean, in terms of results on the field, I mean, you're You're already. I mean, what it was 3 picks last year. You're already over double that.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 picks. And one of them wasn't even his fault last year. I would say.
Yeah. Sorry to cut you off, but
No,
I think a lot of it was also like coming into last year. It might have been PPF, or there was a couple rankings, maybe 247 Sports, that ranked Garrett as like one of the worst starting Power 5 quarterbacks, and obviously that's not the case at all. But, he played really, really well last year, so he had really high expectations. The whole team had high expectations, so teams probably game plan a little bit different. I think that could be part of it. But Garrett's still a really solid quarterback. He just has struggled at times, and he's played well in games too. To be fair,
Yeah.
Kansas. I mean, he really put the team on his back in the fourth quarter, trailing that. Like, I don't want to just focus on the negatives with him because he has shown really, really good flashes. I don't know if there's many players tougher than Garrett Green.
No,
his size, his strength, the way he runs with the ball. Like, I think that he's an elite player. It's just things haven't panned out in some of the games this year, and it might be time for a change. Maybe it's not, but I wouldn't be opposed to giving Nico one more week at Cincinnati before making that decision.
Yeah, no, I absolutely wouldn't either. So
sorry, just especially if Garrett's still banged up, why force him to start?
Yeah.
If he's
especially if the offense is playing well.
Exactly. If you have a quarterback that you've seen a little bit of success with, I don't know if you need to force. I don't know if the team needs to force their hand a little bit and trot Garrett Green out there if he's not healthy.
Yeah, I mean, if he's not 100%, that's a really good point. Like, if he's not 100% with how well Nico's playing, at what point do you consider, let him get more rest? And
right. Like, what's the net positive? Like, where do you, like, it's kind of pros and cons. Like, where are you willing to cut your losses? Would you rather have him sit a week and get healthy, or kind of have him play a little banged up and risk the offense that has kind of been clicking, might be a strong word, but has seemed to be moving in the right direction?
It's a concussion, right?
It's a head injury.
Head injury? I just don't think
I don't think it's been confirmed.
I don't think it's fair to Garrett to throw him back in that mix with that injury. I think he
If that is what he has.
Yeah, we don't know. It's
that's been a lot of speculation. But at the quarterback position, any type of injury that's lingering can really impact you, whether it's arm, leg, head. But it really, we don't know. We haven't had any confirmation. Neil Brown said he said, I haven't said it was a head injury. You guys did. So, but addressing the media, of course. But we don't know for certain what that looks like. But I mean, whatever injury it is, I'm not sure you want to put Garrett back out there unless he's 100%.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah. All right. So we talked about football for a while. I want to get into women's soccer. Women's soccer this week, or tomorrow, has a 9 p.m. matchup Eastern time. It'll be 8 p.m. in Kansas City. They are in the Big 12 Championship. They secured the 3rd seed, which means they get a first-round bye, and they got the winner of Kansas State, and I believe that was Arizona State. And I honestly kind of saw this Kansas State matchup coming. Arizona State has been very cold to finish the year. Kansas State been on a really, really good streak, a good winning streak to end the year. I believe they've won. I want to verify this. I did some research for the other guys this week, but I want to make sure I represent them correctly here. But they had a very good winning streak to end the year. This will be the second time these two teams face off on the pitch against each other. The last time was, I believe, mid-September, WVU versus Kansas. WVU came out on top with a 3-2 win. This is going to be an exciting matchup. That was an exciting matchup. Both of these teams have really hit their stride to finish the year. So, Cam, what are you seeing from this one?
It will be Kansas. Correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that one was decided yesterday or the day before.
It was on Wednesday.
The
match that WVU and Kansas played in the regular season, if I remember correctly, was a little bit of a rock fight.
It was.
It was a kind of a scrappy game, a pretty...
It was the game I was on the call for. I remember it well. Yeah, it was WVU comes out, takes a 1-0 lead. Kansas ties it up. I believe it went to half tied. WVU went up 3-1, and there was a goal that I had no idea how to call in the moment because
I'd love to hear that.
I was trying to. I couldn't figure out the words in the moment, but I was like, and the ball goes in because the Kansas player.
It's a goal.
She had her back to the goal, shoulder right around the goal line, and she facing away from it, kicked the ball up over her head, and the ball made contact with the top of the goal. It was it made it into the top of the goal. I did not know how to call it in that moment.
I'm following now.
But Yeah, no,
Kansas hot.
Kansas is hot.
They've won 5 in a row.
Yeah, WVU had to take a
6 in a row.
Kansas 6 in a row.
They're coming off 6 straight, including
nice.
their win against Arizona State in the tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that this is going to be a. I think if you're WVU, you kind of have to try and replicate that regular season game that you play against Kansas because I don't know, Nikki Brown's teams have seemed very content with kind of playing this like a slower style, like stingier style of soccer, and just controlling possession and controlling pace. And I think if they're able to do that, they'll find success in the tournament. Teams that can win ugly tend to do well in postseason. That goes not just for soccer. That is true in almost any sport. That if you can kind of win the scrappy ones, you're going to find success. So yeah, I'm interested to see how this team looks tomorrow night. But yeah, Kansas, a good team playing well right now.
I mean, a huge shout out to Nikki Brown and the coaching staff. I mean, they got a first round bye after the season they had last year. Obviously, her first losing season in 29 years, I believe. But coming off that Houston win, I think that's a pretty good momentum booster because, there was a point in the season where the team was struggling to score, but their defensive backline still helped them find ways to win in scrappy games. And kind of going off what Cam said, like that's how those games are going to be played in the Big 12 tournament. The thing that is tough about soccer is like, you could fully dominate a game, possession, shots on goal, and still lose. Kind of unique compared to other sports out there. But I do think that it's good to see Taylor White really get it going against Houston as well. I think she had 2 goals. But, they're going to really have to play aggressive offensively in this tournament because if it gets to a 0-0 game late, if it's still a 0-0 tie game, 1-1 tie game late in the game, that one shot could change the trajectory of the season. So I do think that, Kansas is a tough team to play, but West Virginia earned that 3 seed, and I think that a lot's going to be going down in Kansas City.
Another thing worth mentioning is this team is rested. WVU hasn't played in 8 days.
Yeah.
That helps.
It's fresh legs.
Very fresh. And I mean, Taylor White with fresh legs. I mean, I'm not sure there's anybody who can keep up with her on the field. But her and Respass leading goal scorers with 7 apiece. Great year from those two. What a 2-headed offensive attack from them. And you have some really good scoring depth. I mean, I believe AJ Rodriguez has 5. You have a lot of good things going on there.
I think 3 of AJ Rodriguez's 5 are game winners.
Yeah.
Maybe 4. She
had
a streak where she had like 3 game winners in a row, like in the month of September or something crazy like that.
I know she had one in the game that I called. It wasn't the game winner, but it was the one that put him up 2-1.
Yeah.
It was really, really great stuff from her. Now on the year, Kansas also a 2-headed offensive attack. Lexi Watts with 8 goals and Jillian Grigorski with 8 goals. But moving down from them, you have Sage Wimes with 5. She had a goal in that WVU matchup, and also Caroline Castens with 3. Below that, you have Shay Ryan with 2. Nobody else has 1. So it's a pretty top-heavy scoring attack there.
Yeah.
So WVU, that backline knows who to key in on. And this is a WVU team that has posted, I believe, 8 or 9 shutouts this year. And just incredible stuff from the backline.
Well, you want to go first?
You got it. All you.
Kansas, I'm just kind of looking around their schedule here. Something I kind of noticed, something that WVU has been dominant is in home games. Kansas is 6-2-1 on the road. I don't know how much of a road game you can consider this, considering it's in their home state. But with a 10-5-4 overall record, they've won 6 away games, which I think is worth mentioning. WVU has found success on the road, but has been just purely dominant at home. So hopefully, I mean, this is looking way ahead, but after the Big 12 tournament, we'll see if WVU gets to host a NCAA tournament game. But yeah, I don't know. Kansas seems ready to play this neutral site.
Yeah, I mean,
even
at that, it's a lot closer to Kansas from Kansas City, Missouri.
Well, Luke, we do know there's a lot of Kansas fans travel to events in Kansas City.
Yes, absolutely.
Right,
we've seen it.
That's what I'm getting at.
Women's basketball Big 12 tournament. I mean, something to look at here. WVU's defense is so good that they are
so good.
Anytime WVU scores more than 1 goal, they win. They are
exactly.
they are undefeated when scoring multiple goals this season. They have not had any
That's an awesome stat.
Yeah, they have not had any 3-2 losses. I'm looking, you have some 1-0 wins.
You're right.
1-3 loss to TCU. You have the 1-1 draw to Liberty. I mean, I don't think they've had a multi-score draw either. So like the goal is 2 goals. Just get in there. Get the ball in.
Well said, Luke.
Get the ball in more than the other team, man. But no,
scoring more goals than their team typically leads to victory.
Yeah,
so.
but WVU is undefeated when scoring 2 goals or more, and I think that's just something that I noticed right now. But they're coming in hot too. Colorado, a really good, strong 2-0 win on Senior Day. Houston, a 4-1 win, and this is going to be. This is the highest scoring Big 12 match that they played is Kansas. And I'm really excited to turn on. I believe that's ESPN Plus tomorrow, but this is going to be
all ESPN Plus.
Yeah, number 6 seed Kansas takes on number 3 WVU. You got to think that if women's soccer wins tomorrow, at least feels pretty good to be playing postseason, right? They secured a top 3 seed in the conference, a Power 5 conference. You would have to think that they'll be in the NCAA tournament.
I would think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. The third best team in the Big 12. Yeah, I agree. I do think that winning tomorrow can definitely solidify that. But yeah, that's what maybe it's a bit of a worry too. Like they find themselves in a lot of ugly games like that. And but again, to your point, Luke, undefeated when they've finished games 1-0. But the thing that's tough about the Big 12 tournament is like all it takes is one shot to go in from the other. Like, that's kind of what soccer is.
Yeah.
But I know that was an elite analysis, but yeah, no, I think that it's going to be tomorrow is really could set the fate for the rest of the season.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I got nothing else.
Yeah. So that'll be tomorrow, 9 p.m. on ESPN Plus, live from Kansas City, Missouri. We know Nikki Izzo-Brown usually has this team ready to play in the Big 12 Conference Championship Tournament. So always a must-watch every year when WVU is in the Big 12 Tournament. So moving on, we have the other soccer team on campus, WVU Men's Soccer, about to wrap up regular season play, about to wrap up Sun Belt play. And it is the Mountain State Derby on Tuesday in Huntington, West Virginia at 7:15.
Brian not looking happy for this one.
7:15.
I'm nervous.
There's an unhappy face.
It's scary. Sun Belt play is a bit scary. This game, you look at the seeding. WVU has 18 points in the standings. Marshall has 15. WVU could have clinched the 1 seed in the Big 12 with a win over Coastal Carolina. Unfortunately for them, that ended in a scoreless draw. So they get the 1 point. So this match is absolutely for the 1 seed in the Sun Belt. We said it last week. Does the road to the Sun Belt Championship go through Huntington or does it go through Morgantown? Either way,
goes to the state of West Virginia.
Either way, it'll go through the state of West Virginia. And we saw what happened last year. Not going to be able to make it down south to Huntington this time, but I'm extremely excited. What have you guys seen from this matchup so far?
Well, actually, so this is at Marshall. In the last 5 matchups, the away team has not won. So that's, you never know what can happen. But anyways, I was at the game yesterday. West Virginia dominated the game, with possession wise, but they just could not get shots off, shots really on goal, honestly. But it felt like they had control of possession the entire game. And Coach Stratford talked about it in the post-game press conference, but offensively they were just not making smart decisions. They were taking shots too far away from the goal. Probably a little bit of an uncharacteristic game from the team. And he brought up a good point too. Coastal Carolina was probably happy to get out of there with a draw when West Virginia, necessarily needed that win.
Oh my gosh, Brian! From kickoff, they had 8-9 guys just parked in the box.
Yeah,
they wanted nothing to do with scoring goals. But they just wanted to keep W from scoring goals.
They played they played exactly how they wanted to play, and this could hurt West Virginia's seeding and whatnot, or it stopped them from getting that higher seed. But you could say West Virginia dominated the game, but Coastal Carolina played the game exactly how they wanted to play. So
yeah.
It's so frustrating for WVU. In games like that, you'd like to think that WVU can kind of impose their will a little bit, but they just really struggle to. They were taking they were kind of forced to take some bad shots. It's almost like we talk about. Oh, we're good. It's almost like we talk about in basketball, Brian, how good defenses force teams to take bad shots, and that's exactly what Coastal was able to do. There's a couple free kick opportunities, one off the post. It was frustrating, but I mentioned to Luke before, and Brian, you were there too at the press conference after. Maybe the most upset I've seen Stratford after
Yeah, he was
a game.
not happy.
He's normally pretty candid and will give good answers, and he not to say he gave bad answers, but that he was in and out of there quickly. Let's say to say the least on Thursday night. But yeah. Kind of a frustrating one for WVU.
Scoreless draw. WVU outshot Coastal 18-7.
It's their third scoreless draw of the year.
Yeah, but Coastal 4 shots on goal and WVU only 2. So Coastal by far and away made better use of their shots too. You had Lorenzo Nunez in goal last
senior
night.
night. We should
Senior night.
recognize those guys.
Yep, those seniors, man. A lot of guys who are going to be greatly missed by this program. Sergio comes to mind. You know, a lot of these guys. I believe Carlos Hernando, is he a senior?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can run through the list.
Jorgensen, yeah.
But
go ahead and take us through it because these guys. I mean, these are guys who have helped shape this program for WVU.
Here we go. I got the names in front of me. We got. No, I don't. Where did they go? I'm looking at my recap I wrote last night. They're gone. What? All right. Well, 10 seniors recognized. All 10 seniors started, which I thought was cool.
Yeah.
Including Nunez, who gets his first career start in a pretty big Sunbelt game. And he made 2 very nice saves, did his job. WVU had 13 corner kicks in this game, and none of which resulted in a shot on goal.
Yeah.
You hear that, Brian?
Yeah.
13.
Yeah, I remember talking about that last night.
That was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, just being there, it felt like it too. But they just didn't make most of those opportunities, and it's frustrating. I mean, Stratford was frustrated, and I just think that they kind of got away from the way they, West Virginia soccer is supposed to be. But it happens, and nonetheless, they didn't lose the game; they just tied. But Coastal Carolina got exactly what they wanted out of it, and this might be a good wake-up call for Marshall, so the team's not going to get too complacent because they've had a couple games kind of pan out like this. But it's all coming down to Tuesday night. Yeah,
it absolutely is. So, looking at Marshall has not lost since August 29th. That was a 2-0 loss to Xavier. Ever since then, it's been either wins or ties, and they have been alternating draws since October 4th. 2-2 draw, James Madison. 2-0 win at UCF. Scoreless draw at Coastal. I mean, ranking up the scoreless draws.
I think there was another team, JMU maybe, they did the same thing, and Kentucky. It was like their fifth scoreless draw of the year. So it was crazy. They just played to 0-0.
Yeah. I mean, that's obviously, not very sustainable in postseason play unless you're counting on extra minutes and trying to get a goal there.
Yeah, no.
But, yeah, I mean, then you have a win against Georgia Southern and Georgia State, a 3-3 draw. So, I mean, looking at this team and the individual statistics, whenever it loads, you're letting goals by, oh my goodness, let me try to pronounce this, Lineker Rodriguez dos Santos, 8 goals.
It's a lot of names. Nice job, Luke.
Marco Silva with 4, and then a lot of 3s and 2s.
Wait, can you try and pronounce number 20?
20?
I want to hear you try.
Oh, Alexander.
I made this mistake.
Alexander Stjernegard.
Oh,
Stjernegard. That's
You know what? You said it with so much confidence. I'm gonna give you the nod there. Good job.
The J turns into a Y. So yeah, looking at this team's a lot of scoring depth. Obviously, Rodriguez dos Santos leads with 8. That is big time goal scoring, but a lot of depth from the rest of the team, and I think you're kind of starting to see that with this year's team too. I mean, Sergio stepped in, but you have some scoring from Marcus Caldera, Isaac Shear. My goodness, a freshman. He almost did it again against who was it that they drew against before? Or
JMU,
the JMU draw. He almost did it again where he had that last minute goal, but JMU found a way to score in the last 7 minutes. But, I mean, you'd imagine that the atmosphere in Huntington, Marshall has been the little brother to WVU for a very long time. And now there is a sport where that is not the case.
The playing field is definitely
very,
level.
very even.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and I think you see it. Marshall fans showed up pretty strong at the Mountain State Derby last year, so I can only imagine what it'll look like this year.
Quinn Roby, I don't know who Quinn's source on this is. Not that I'm questioning what I'm about to say. Actually, you know what? Maybe I am. He told me that tickets for this sold out in 5 minutes.
Probably did.
Isn't the seating small there too at Marshall?
It's pretty.
very
It's
small.
it's not as
They don't have. Well, I'll tell you that small enough that we can't go call the game. So
yeah.
their goalkeeper, John Kick, Janjik, on 70 shots faced this season, he's only let in 7 goals. In 9 games started. So definitely have their work cut out from him on that end of things. Hopefully WVU can get a couple more than 2 scoring chances in this one. That game against Coastal, you have to imagine, leaves a bad taste in their mouth. There is a plenty of bulletin board material here for this team coming off that Dayton loss, the draw to JMU, and now the tie to Coastal last night before going into what is the biggest game of the season, probably one of the biggest games across college soccer, with a chance to win their regular season conference tournament or regular season conference. Yeah.
After the fall from grace that we saw with the losing the 1 seed the day they got it, and it's been. WVU definitely needs some good quality wins to maintain some good seeding for the NCAA tournament, because 7 now, Marshall 6. 7 beating 6 would be a really, really good result for this team. So, that is, it all comes down to this. It is almost that time where WVU has a chance to earn a place back in the College Cup. And I'm really excited to see that. Postseason for any sport is always the most exciting time. But speaking of postseason, if we're ready to move on from men's soccer, guys, we good to go?
Ready.
Yeah, awesome. Want to highlight the cross-country team real quick. Kaylee McCabe, a fellow Media College student,
Shout out.
absolutely smoked the competition in the 6K race at the Big 12 Championships. She won with a time of 19 minutes, 2 seconds, or 2.6 seconds. The next runner behind her was Juliet Cherube from Texas Tech with 19 minutes, 16.84 seconds. She won it by a full 14 seconds. Goodness. And if you've been around campus, if you drive around campus, there's a really good chance you've seen Kaylee running. I've seen her multiple times. Like whether it's outside the rec, I'll see her running up and down the hills on like the downtown campus. But she is somebody who works very hard. She is, such a great runner, and this is her 3rd time winning the Big 12 championship, the individual title. And also, don't want to miss Joy Nalcott for WVU at 19:18:09 for 3rd place in the 6K race. Then you have Sarah Tate with 19:59.27 in 12th place. Madison Trippett in 20th for 20 minutes, 8 seconds. It does put it into perspective just how close these cross-country races are. And going down to Tekla Lecrail, 21 minutes, 22.22. Alexis Lamb, 21 minutes, 38 seconds, .53 at 67th place. Very, very strong showing. So we'll see if WVU, I'm not sure we'll see if they can get that team overall. They're ranked number 4 in the country. What a season so far for cross country here at WVU. Anything else you want to add, guys?
No,
Good stuff.
I think you hit it all. You hit it all, man.
Yeah.
I'll do volleyball.
Oh, yeah. Take us through volleyball.
This team kind of struggled out of the gates of Big 12 play, starting to kind of gain some confidence back, started to take some teams to 5 sets, and then ended up winning back-to-back matches against UCF and Colorado earlier in October, both of those in 4 sets, and then back-to-back 5-set losses, one here in Morgantown, the other one on the road last night against Kansas State. I don't know. Coach Greeny definitely you can see the differences already from last year. This team had a lot of roster turnover, a lot of transfers, some internationals, a couple of freshmen too on the roster. But I think that you can't really get too discouraged here in year 1 of Greeny's tenure. A coach who was known to kind of build up programs really from nothing, and taking over what has been a struggling and hurting team a little bit here on campus. I definitely have some confidence in Coach Greeny to be able to make this into a winning team. And they have been. Winning back-to-back Big 12 games is nothing to ignore. And they've still got a good chunk of games left. That's the thing with volleyball. They play a lot. There are still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games left in their regular season before this Big 12 tournament. You never know what can happen there. So, yeah, a tough loss last night in 5 sets to Kansas State, and they will face Kansas in Kansas. They do the little Kansas State championship swing, I guess, this weekend, but they'll play tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, great stuff from the volleyball team, like, over the past few weeks. I mean, they're improving. They absolutely are.
Oh, absolutely.
I
yeah.
mean, 5 sets, I forget, how close was it the first time they played K-State? I mean, was that also 5 sets?
Also 5 sets.
Yeah, even whenever they're not winning, they're taking...
Here, that one was here.
Yeah.
Quite close.
Even
as
when
I'm
they're
looking at
not
the box.
winning, they are taking these Big 12 opponents down to the wire. And as a deep volleyball conference as the Big 12 is, I mean, they're going to play Kansas again. That'll be a really good measuring stick to see just how much they've improved over the past few
And
weeks.
they lost Kansas 3-0 when
Yeah.
they were the 8th ranked team in the country then. I believe they're unranked right now. So
Kansas?
I believe so.
Ooh.
They don't have a number next to them I'm looking at. But yeah, you're right. Definitely a good test for them.
Yeah.
And they'll come back, and then another game on the road after that, and they'll come back to Morgantown for their
Oh, they're still 8. I just found it.
Maniacs. They are still 8?
Yeah, they're still
Oh,
8.
okay.
They don't always have the number before the match. But, yeah, what were you saying? I'm sorry.
And then I think that's something that fans should get excited for. This is the 50th season of the volleyball team.
Yeah.
And they have their 50-year alumni celebration. That'll be on November 17th on Sunday, which will be a nice playbook package for your boy. But yeah, have that to look forward to too. There's still, like I said, there's still a good chunk of the season left. They played like 7-8 times in the month of November. More than that. They play a lot. They got a lot of matches left. So it never say never with this volleyball team, especially with a coach like Greeny. You really can never count them out.
Yes, absolutely. Anything you want to add there, Brian?
Nah, man. I mean, be sure to check out Cam Scott's next story, you know?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Did want to highlight wrestling is about to start its season. They start tomorrow at the Southeast Open in Salem, Virginia. Then they're going to actually host at the WVU Coliseum next Wednesday. They're going to have Glenville State coming up, a little interstate matchup. That's always a fun one. Was it Glenville or was it, I think, like Fairmont State a couple years ago? I feel like they usually try to get like
West Virginia.
one of those inner West Virginia teams here. I don't think Marshall has one. But, looking forward to the rest of the fall. You're going to have Ryder on November 14th, the NWCA All-Star Classic, and then you have Appalachian State, and that'll wrap up the month of November. So, really exciting time. I mean, they are a pretty highly ranked team. Oh, my goodness, I'm going to have to look that one up, too. But they are ranked. They had a very good end of the year last year. Peyton Hall is back. I know it was kind of up in the air as to whether or not he would return to the Mountaineers, but he did confirm he's back for this team's season. Ty Waters, after such a great freshman campaign, it's going to be cool to see what he does in his sophomore season. But wrestling, I mean, one of those little programs that you got to kind of look for at WVU. But I mean, they still make things happen.
Yep. That's all I got.
Yeah, I'm trying to look up these NWCA coaches poll.
I'm going to switch gears a little
West
bit here.
Virginia's 19.
Okay.
Want to make sure I added that. But yes,
Brian, next Friday, next MSI Friday, we will have a whole week of Mountaineer basketball to talk about.
Oh yes.
Will you host that episode?
Of course.
Yes.
I've been waiting for that moment.
Let me cook.
Let me
Let me cook.
Watch
Okay.
out.
I didn't even
You
think
want to talk some hoops?
Yeah, we should talk some hoops. I didn't
We-
even.
we
I
are-
was so focused on recaps.
We already
and
have
the
43
Sockers.
minutes.
Yes.
So we should.
We can fly through it.
We'll speed run it.
All right, let's go. Brian,
Bri-
go.
Brian,
yeah,
go ahead.
Men's hoops team. I mean, we haven't really seen the women's team yet. We haven't seen the women's team yet. But men's hoops team, we got a glimpse of them against Charleston, University of Charleston. Again, D2 school. Don't want to take too much from it, but I absolutely love what I saw from them. The energy, being on the sideline, recording for the capstone. But seeing the energy this team has, Tucker DeVries is legit. Javon Small
Hooper.
is legit.
Yes.
Hooper. They're full of
Javon Small made a layup that my jaw hit the couch.
Yeah.
like
No, and so did Jayden Stone had a tough lay too. And the freshman came off the bench, KJ Tenner and Jonathan Powell hit a couple tough shots. I mean, they got a lot of guard depth, which is good. I guess the only thing that worries me is the height, but Eduardo Andre looked pretty good coming off the bench. But it looks like they're going to play a little bit of small ball with Hansberry running the 4, I think. DeVries is a guard/forward. This team's legit. I think they're going to be competitive, and I've heard people say before. I think this is a team that can upset any team in the Big 12 on a given night because they're going to be feisty. They defend, and I could just feel the energy. DeVries too. I really like the way he game plans and whatnot. Again, it's been one game, but Robert Morris on Monday is going to allow fans to really, really see a full game action of what to expect before Big 12 play. But yeah, they looked really good, and they had a bunch of guys who could score the ball, which helped. And I mean, I could talk all day about this team, but I know
I'm going to talk now.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead.
A couple main takeaways with an exhibition game against a D2 school. It's hard to see how good your team really is, but it can definitely be indicative of how bad your team is. I think WVU looked very good. The offense looked so different from teams we've seen in the past couple years. Everyone's moving around. Everyone kind of seems like they want the ball in their hands, which is kind of a good problem to have. Perimeter defense looked good. Rebounding in the Big 12 is something I'm going to have to keep an eye on. Because the thing is, like, you're going to kind of rely on these like bigger four. Like, Tucker's going to have to grab rebounds.
But he crashed the board a lot.
He does crash the board a lot.
He did crash
but
it a lot.
I'm saying he is going to have to be a piece on, especially on the offensive side, to be a body and to grab.
Yeah, so I don't know how long
glass.
the small ball. Maybe he changes lineups depending on kind of what Eiler did last year. I don't know though. I mean,
exciting.
It's exciting.
Looks so different, like starkly different. Only thing that's the same as the jerseys.
Yeah. Yeah. Luke, what are you thinking about the game, man?
No, I mean, it was a really good to get a look, especially against some height. I mean, they had a
7-footer.
Charleston marched a 7-footer out there, a 7-footer who played at my rival high school, Gallia Academy in Ohio. So saw
There's
him.
always a connection.
Yeah, commentated his high school games a couple times whenever they would come to Point Pleasant. But it's really really good to see how they handled that height because DeVries talked about in the offseason, size a little bit lacking in terms of Big 12 play. But you have guys in there like Javon Small. He talked a lot about in the offseason about how his mentality about rebounding plays into it. If you're smaller, you gotta out physical them.
Yeah.
And that's something he does night in and night out. And I'm really excited to see what this year's team is going to look like. I mean, we saw a little glimpse of it, but who is it? Robert Morris? Yeah. Robert Morris is whenever we're going to get that first real look. So that'll be exciting. And the women's basketball,
JJ Quinlan's got an award, I think, right? Or
she's on the
it's watch list season.
Player of the Year watch list. Yeah. So, I mean, it's hard not to notice the reigning Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year. And, they have some other guard pieces, Sydney Shaw, excuse me.
From Auburn?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And you have a lot of new pieces in there. You have some more depth at the forward position. Going to be an exciting time to be a WVU women's basketball fan. 16th in the country. If the season ended today, they would be hosting a regional at the Coliseum. So that is something to look out for. I mean, you got to be.
The season hasn't even started.
Exactly. Top 4 seeds get those regionals,
yes,
and it's 16 is a 4 seed. So going to be really exciting to see. What are you guys looking forward to from this team?
I mean, I think a lot of it's going to help is kind of what you're saying, though, like having that guard depth, the guard from Auburn, Shaw. I think that helps because there was a lot of games last year where Quinterly and Harrison had to play 35-plus minutes, if not all 40, and I think that's going to help. I mean, I don't think that's going to change much. They're still going to play, a majority of the game because the offense runs through them. But I think Kaya Watson has to continue to be aggressive. There was a couple games last year where she didn't really attempt a shot in the first half, and I think it was – I don't remember. It might have been the Kansas State game, Luke, in Kansas City when she hit a couple big threes. I know it was one of the Big 12 tournament games, but she's aggressive. I mean, I guess her play style, like she's not a shoot first player by any means, but she can score the ball when she wants to. But I guess she excels at her role, which is kind of just to get the ball where it needs to go, defend, rebound, and whatnot. I think Kylie Blackston too, having more depth at the forward position will allow her to stretch the floor because I think she's more of a stretch four as opposed to a big. She really defended well in the Big 12 tournament. I know Luke is always talking about that. But she's a knockdown shooter and she can stretch the floor out more this year. And I think that, kind of similar to the football team, though, like now this team has a lot of high expectations coming to the year because last year, not many people around the country were talking about this Mountaineer team that went toe-to-toe with Caitlin Clark in the second round of the tournament. But I think they have expectations. But, I mean, Quinterly has gotten better every single year drastically. And
it was my first point was going to be.
Well, you can go, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, having a fully developed J.J. Quinterly, a player who's improved drastically year after year. Super excited to see what she can. What we know what she can bring to this offense and on the defensive side too. So I think that she's going to continue to be kind of the integral piece of this team. But having the guard depth around her, I think, can only help the play style of Mark Kellogg's teams, turning defense into offense, kind of grinding teams down, kind of frustrating teams. Also, I think that definitely serves some serious longevity and hopefully can continue into the season.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, women's basketball, like Brian said last time this team played, the country saw them. take on Caitlin Clark and take them down to the wire. So this is going to be a really exciting time to watch the team. So we will be able to recap those next Friday, and really looking forward to it. Before we go, real quick, I don't want my birthday to be all about me. I wanted to hit the celebrity birthday list and wish some happy birthdays to some
Luke
celebrities.
Blain's top of my list.
Happy 22nd birthday to NLE Choppa.
Wait.
I share a birthday.
Time out. You share like the year.
Yeah.
And Ellie Choppa's only 22.
Wait a minute.
guess
Oh my
so.
gosh, we were born on the exact same day.
Yeah, Luke.
That's crazy. I didn't even think of
That's
that.
what I just told you.
Yeah,
Wait, isn't that what
I
the
said
point of this
22nd. I was still thinking. Well, I was still thinking like in my mind, I'm still 21. I'm still young. You know what I mean? Like down to the day.
Well, I
of
was
the year.
confused because you were like, I'm reading people who have the same birthday as me. I didn't know we had the same birthday.
No, they were literally
No,
born
it's like the same.
date.
I didn't even
Oh,
notice
oh,
it. Like
yeah.
same exact date.
Oh my
Also, Anthony Ramos, former Hamilton star. We have Penn Badgley. If you're a fan of Gossip Girl, he was
I
right
have
there.
a really strong list of birthday I share
Really?
with.
I do want to say
Go.
Paige Highland, former Dance Mom star and WVU grad, always a West Virginia connection.
All right, Quinn Roby.
Yep, always one.
Elton John and Big Sean, both.
Big Sean.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Happy birthday, Luke.
Oh, thank
This is
you.
a fun episode.
I'm
this is a
trying-
marathon.
this is
If
a
you're
very
still
fun
listening,
episode.
this is our longest episode of the year, I think, by a lot.
I loved it.
We're at 50. We're almost at 52 minutes here. Thanks for listening. Hopefully, you can catch
Absolutely.
this one on the air this week too.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Tuesday morning.
Yes, sir. That'd be
Yeah.
fun. Well, thank you all for listening. This is Luke Blain signing off for Brian McQuillen, Sports Features Editor, and Cam Scott, U92 Sports Director. We will see you next week on the Mountaineer Sports Insider.